Yo guys, what is going on? Today I simply want to talk about one question. Will Pep Guardiola be leaving Manchester City? Now, Pep has always been very adamant that when he speaks to his bosses, the people above him, he wants to know that they're being truthful to him. And especially when situations like this arise when Man City get accused of breaking the financial rules, he has always said that if they are lying to him and he finds out they're lying to him, he walks out the next day. Now, this could be a major problem for Man City. Obviously, we all know they're facing these problems, and it could lead to implications of them being relegated, which I think would be a worse thing than having the titles taken away. You see, the thing is for me is that I know Arsenal wouldn't win any titles. We might get some Champions League footballs, but it's happened. The tournament's been played. We might win a Carabao Cup, but again, I don't think you want to win it in that way. And Liverpool and Man United fans, they'd each win one title, 3 titles each. I don't think you want it to happen that way because you don't get the chance to celebrate the title with your fans. You don't get the chance to lift the trophy. So it's pretty pointless. I think personally what should happen, City should be relegated. Yeah, and then it basically just puts the impact that those moments that we had, the Aguero moment, for example, is tarnished because we all know they cheated to win it. So it won't really matter anyway. And it's a shame because you think about moments like the Aguero moment, and they're historical moments in the lifespan of the Premier League, and to have them tarnished because they didn't do it fairly, it just ruins the whole thing. So yeah, I personally think City should be relegated. But more to the point, you think Guardiola walking away. Now, he's been a man of integrity, even when he's managed at Barcelona and Bayern Munich. He's always been a very moral person, focusing on the morals rather than what was best for the football club. So he doesn't care if to win. Sorry, let me rephrase that. He just cares about what's right. That fundamentally, he doesn't care if he wins, loses, or draws. He cares about what's right. And he's always said this. So I think that if he were to walk away, and I think it is going to be possible, not just for Guardiola, but you're going to have players who have their agents, and they're speaking to their agents right now, who will be thinking, how can I get out of this in the best way that will not impact my reputation? Obviously, if they're not found guilty, then everything's fine. But if they are found guilty, then players will be, okay, need to get out of here because it's going to diminish my reputation. We already know Bernardo Silva wants to leave. That's been made pretty clear. Cancelo's left, so he's fine. De Bruyne doesn't look too happy in the moment, although he is playing pretty well. Manchester City, they just look as though a team that is coming to the end of their era. Haaland must be fuming right now. If I were him, I'd be, again, consulting with my agent to think, how can I get out of here quickly? But with Guardiola, it's more, if they get relegated and Guardiola leaves, which I'm sure he will do because that will prove that they're guilty, Man City are in a whole heap of trouble because they have to go through that rebuilding process. First of all, just getting back into the Premier League, but then rebuilding a squad that's capable of competing for the title. Obviously, Guardiola, it took him a year, and then he went and won it with 100 points in his second year, which was just phenomenal. And they've dominated ever since then. They've only lost one title out of those 5 years, 4 out of 5. So we'll have to wait and see. But Guardiola, it's a big problem for Man City because, yeah, to rebuild a team, you need a manager like that. And Guardiola must have other aspirations. He might want to go back to Barcelona. He might want to go manage Spain. So again, it might be a case of he leaves, and he might even leave before the punishment's announced, in which case I think that would pretty indicate that they are pretty guilty. If he did leave before the punishment was announced, or if it was announced that they have actually been guilty in doing these things, that would be a sign. But it's, again, how can I not tarnish my career to make sure that I will still have a job after this thing? And he may go on to manage Spain, and he may go on to Barcelona, and if Man City are found guilty, he just says, I'm not going to talk about that time in my career, we forget about it, we move on. And it could be the same with players. I mean, yes, you can say I won the Premier League there, I won FA Cups, I won Carabao Cups, but we won't talk about it because we didn't do it fairly. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think Guardiola leaving City would be a huge problem. As I said, you'd have to rebuild the squad, you'd have to get them back into the Premier League, which the Championship is very competitive now. And I know Man City have a huge financial backing, and I know for a fact that not all of their players will leave, but they've got some huge players to get into the Premier League, and the competition would be immense. But then it's about rebuilding the squad. Because I can tell you now, Haaland will be leaving if they get relegated. De Bruyne will be leaving. Mahrez will be looking to leave. Grealish. all of these players, and it'll be a huge problem for Manchester City. So we'll have to wait and see what they do. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Pep Guardiola will leave Man City? If even if before the punishment's announced, even if before it's announced that they're guilty or not, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.